Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are like a bunch of other people and making a move into Kelowna but just trying to figure out which neighborhood is best for you, well, you've landed in the right place because I'm talking about Kelowna's favorite neighborhood, and that is the Upper Mission. This is everything you're going to need to know before moving here. Don't forget to download the free relocation guide if you're making a relocation to Kelowna. As well, I'm going to link up a video of me just driving around the streets of the Upper Mission so you're going to get a great feel for what the neighborhood is actually like. Without wasting any more time, let's jump on into the video.
Welcome to the Upper Mission. So by now, you've most definitely heard of the Upper Mission as a neighborhood in Kelowna, as it is Kelowna's most popular neighborhood. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of Kettle Valley and Crawford Estates? So I'm going to sprinkle in some information about all three of these neighborhoods. It's primarily going to be about the Upper Mission, but they're so similar. There's a few unique differences which I'll cover, but most often they get grouped together, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on any opportunities. So as I talk about each of these categories, you can assume that I'll be talking about all three of the neighborhoods. Each of these neighborhoods is, mostly going to be home to an affluent community. All three of them are known for their classy architecture and high-end homes. One difference is if you're looking for an estate or a property with a little bit larger of a lot than the typical lot you'd find in most of the Kelowna properties, well, Crawford Estates is going to be the neighborhood for you. It's got a lot of larger properties, hobby vineyards, hobby farms, and legit vineyards and wineries as well. And then just in general, a lot of the homes are on larger lots. Now, if you're looking for a property that has an absolutely banging view, Kettle Valley and Upper Mission are going to be the neighborhoods for you. They've got the best views in town, and the neighborhood is literally just terraced on the side of the mountain. All right, let's get into topic number one. That's going to be cost of living. Cost of living here in the Upper Mission, Kettle Valley, and Crawford is going to be more expensive than the average throughout Kelowna, and for two reasons. This is some of the most expensive real estate that you could buy here in Kelowna in the central Okanagan. Kettle Valley, Crawford, and the Upper Mission hold the top three most expensive neighborhoods in Kelowna, and B, the location of it. Again, both down to location, but you're about 15 to 20 minutes out of town. That means that every family member is going to want to have a car, those who can drive anyways, as well you're spending a little more on gas and spending more time commuting. Now, the most expensive sale in the Upper Mission in the last 365 days has been $13 million. That's right, you heard me, $13 million. It's a very luxurious property, and so you're gonna have lots of super fancy homes between these three neighborhoods, as well as some more affordable properties, but on average, it's gonna be on the higher end of the scale. So the most affordable sale in the last 365 days was in the Upper Mission, and that was $775,000. And the average for the Upper Mission is $1.2 million, and Crawford and Kettle Valley are hitting around $1.3 million. Now, in my opinion, you get what you pay for. And one other thing I'm gonna let you guys know, I'm doing this video in January. We still have a little bit of snow. It's 99% of the way melted. It's a little cooler. We got overcast weather. So if you're falling in love with the scenery right now, you're definitely gonna love it in the summer. And I'm gonna link up a video of some of the summer, some summer footage and just kind of an updated version in the show notes. All right, let's head on over to the next topic, which is safety and crime. If you're moving here with a family or moving here regardless, something you're gonna wanna know about, well, Kelowna is the largest city in the interior of British Columbia. As with any large city, you do get transient activity and crime. It's something that's not avoidable. However, here in the Kettle Valley, Crawford and Upper Mission, we are 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 25, depending on time of day, to the nearest downtown kind of hub area. So with that being said, as well as the transportation is not great, so there's not like a bunch of bus routes here and stuff like that. What I'm getting at is not easily accessible. You can bet it's the safest or one of the safest neighborhoods in Kelowna. Let's talk about amenities. So once upon a time, way out here, the amenities sucked. Worse than Vancouver traffic and worse than the cold weather in Calgary and Edmonton. However, times have changed. Now living in these communities, amenities are getting more and more accessible. We've got the Mission Village at the ponds just down here going up. They broke ground on that project just fairly recently. So in the next couple of years, they're going to be finishing that up. There's going to be a Save on Foods, Shoppers Drug Mart, Dollarama, so far amongst many other fantastic amenities for you, literally right at the back door. I can actually see the development way down there. So prior to this, you would have to drive about 7 minutes into the Lower Mission, where you'd have your Save on Foods and your PharmaSave and all that stuff. Whereas now, literally right out your back door within walking distance to some people, you're gonna have everything you could imagine. This is gonna increase the value of the neighborhood drastically. So for elementary schools, each neighborhood has their own elementary school right at the back door, right at the fingertips. So then when it comes to secondary schools, you've got Okanagan Mission Secondary, which is located in the Lower Mission, renowned for its arts, and they've got a Broadway production and stuff like that. And then you've also got KSS, so Kelowna Secondary School, which has got, it's mostly known for the athletic performance. They're always super strong in basketball, rugby, stuff like that. Each of those schools always ranks in the top levels for academics as well, which is something to note. For private and independent schools, you've got Kelowna Christian School. This is an independent school that has high rankings and is located near the Munson Pond Park Bird Sanctuary. You've got Immaculata Catholic School, which is a Roman Catholic secondary school known for the intimate learning environment with the smaller number of students per each classroom. And then you've got the Aberdeen Hall Prep School, which is K to 12, known for its comprehensive academic and extracurricular activities. So you're moving to Kelowna, wondering if the Upper Mission is a safe place to park your money. Well, what we're going to do and use to determine that is ask ourselves a couple questions. So one thing that I'd be looking at if I were buying somewhere new is there strong demand and desire for people to live in this area? And one thing we know about the Okanagan is we are in a valley. And when you build a city that's in the valley, especially one that's incredibly desirable to live in and has very unique characteristics and an established economy, it's accessible, and the environment and landscape is also accessible. It's only natural for people to be drawn to places like this. Kelowna has always known to be in its own little bubble when it comes to the real estate market, where outside or external forces don't necessarily impact us the same way it does in other sections of Canada. Because it is such a desirable place to live, there's always people moving into the valley from other parts of Canada or the world, mostly from Vancouver. We get a lot from Alberta as well, and it's the lifestyle that brings people out this way. So like I said before, being built in a valley, there's only so much real estate that can be utilized. Over the last few years, we've seen a huge increase in densification, and for that reason, I'm not going to say we're running out of space, but as you build up the mountain, as you can kind of see here, the landscape gets more difficult to build on. You're dealing with lots of mountainous regions that are just solid rock, or huge valleys and streams and creeks and stuff like that. What I'm getting at is space is limited, and they can only do so much building in certain areas, which is why neighborhoods are getting pushed out further and further away from town. So to be this close to the water, to be this close to the lake, and have such fantastic views like this, there's only less and less places where they can build like this. So inventory in these areas is limited. We're seeing lots of high-rise buildings coming up in Kelowna now, as like I said, the densification is becoming more and more popular. Single-family homes are going to be gaining in value substantially because there's only so much of that can go around. So in one sentence, yes, your investment is definitely safe here. You've got high demand and not unlimited inventory. Another great thing about these neighborhoods is because we're kind of built on the hillside, there's a lot of sections where they cannot build on, so naturally it creates a fantastic opportunity to create parks and trails like this. There's over 20 plus parks and 5 major trail systems. So if you Google Kelowna top hiking trails, 5 of them are here, not to mention all of the smaller little trail accesses and smaller little trail network systems that are throughout the area here. Now I'm going to hop over to the studio as we finish things up.
Thank you so much for sticking it out to the end. The next thing for you to do is go ahead and download that free relocation handbook. You're going to find tremendous value in that. Alternatively, if you'd like to have a call with me, there's a link down below for you to book a call or just dial the number down there. I'd be more than happy to connect with you, get you some more information on this area or anywhere else in Kelowna or West Kelowna. I'd love the opportunity to work together with you on getting you moved down here to Kelowna. So until I hear from you, I will see you on the next one. Cheers.